Looking to buy your first home? First of all, congratulations. Homeownership is a wonderful experience, but there are some tips and tricks to get you through this journey without getting beat. Join me for a presentation on the first time home buyer journey we did a couple weeks ago, and it was amazing. I'm sure you'll get some value. And remember, I'm Michael Flagg from eXp Realty. Let's get those keys. So when I'm looking at this journey, it's usually only in 6 steps. Right? It seems like it's a lot, but we break it down into 6 steps. One is finding an agent. I'm gonna tell you why that's so important. Because a lot of people like to do things themselves, and sometimes it's okay, but more than often, an agent is there looking out for you and protecting you better. Securing a pre-approval is second. You don't want to go out without doing this. Finding your home. Make an offer. Get the home inspected. Negotiate the repairs. And then close and get those keys. Purpose of this is to help first home buyers navigate the process with confidence. I want you guys to be the smartest home buyers out. I want you to, when something looks fishy, to be like, okay, I know what you're talking about because we already discussed this, okay? The big myths about buying a home. First one is I can't afford it. You don't know what you can afford if you haven't been qualified. Okay? You have to go talk to a loan officer so you can see what you get approved for. And then if you can't get what you want, then you can start saving for it. Or you can start accessing some of these grants that people don't know about. So it's not just, I can't afford it. It's how can I afford it or when can I afford it? The second one is bad credit. Bad credit, oh man, I remember, my credit was terrible before I met my wife. I was paying, I think my car loan might have been like 13%, something crazy, but it was a bad car, man. Lexus S400, but it was, my interest rate was terrible. Bad credit makes it's costly, okay? But there are ways to fix your credit now that I had no idea about. Wait until the market gets better. Everybody says, I want to wait until the market gets better. I want to do it in a couple more years. But just between 3 years ago and today, the market is up 12%. So if you keep waiting and the inventory is low, then you're probably never going to get it. Now, owning versus renting. I don't want to make anybody else rich. And they're adding value to my life also, all right? But renting is just not paying the money into nothing for your family future. They say if you purchase a home for $250 and you pay a monthly mortgage of $1,200, over 30 years you will amass $485,000, which is your asset. You can borrow on it, pay for college for the kids, you can sell it, but if you rent, you pay $1,200 a month over 30 years, that's $432,000 and you get nothing back. So they say I don't have it, but their rent is almost more than the mortgage is. Start asking my younger guests, I'm like, maybe you can afford a mortgage. What is the benefit of buying a home? When you're in a community, it's like you belong. You might have 1 or 2 bad neighbors, but on the street, when you're riding down the street and everybody's, hey neighbor, you know the kids run. The sense of community is very big in a nice community. Stability, and you can customize your own space. Once you get in that house, you can paint the walls purple. You can take out toilets, you can make, put it in a bidet, you can, whatever you want to do in your house, you can do it. When you're renting,
Yeah, put it all back.
Okay, not so much. Tax benefits.
Oh, yes.
This is major because all the interest that you accumulate off of that mortgage, you can take off and take it off in taxes. Not only that, we found out last year, because we make our products in the house, you can actually rent space in your own house
For your business.
and charge yourself rent. So you can't do that without a house. So having a house it's like the first step to generational wealth. We don't think about that much. A lot of other communities, they already know about generational wealth. We have to start looking at it a little different. But if the first house you get, if you hit that out the park, that sets you up. It sets you and your family up for something special down the road. Pre-approval or pre-qualified. Okay, so they have a lot of different companies, like Rocket Mortgage and things of that nature. I give the example, when I think of that, I give the example of, we got to Jamaica, we were in the lobby, and there was a long line, and people were just standing there, and they was mad, and I was like, uh-oh. So we got our keys, we went up to the room, we looked at it, and it wasn't the room that was on the brochure.
So you understood why there was a line.
Yes. But what we did right then was we called a travel agent. And she called and she made a call and then boom, they got us the right room. But when we went downstairs, we were hearing, oh, we don't have anything else. You're gonna have to go to another hotel. Because those people had chose Expedia. You're not gonna be able to call Expedia or Travelocity when it's crunch time. You're not gonna be able to call Rocket Mortgage when it's crunch time. You want a local person so you can say, listen, something's gotta happen, I'm nervous. And they're like, I got you, just close tomorrow, a little later. But if it's somebody from Rocket Mortgage or whatever, they probably across the country and they can care less if the deal goes through. So, pre-qualified is very important. So when you're going to look for a house, the first thing you want to do is get pre-qualified, but a stronger version is pre-approved. Pre-approved, they're going to go through your bank statements, your W-2s, your credit score. They're going to be able to say, do you qualify for this much? Okay? The pre-qualification don't go through all that. You can still hand it to somebody, but it doesn't, it's not as weighty. All right, so always go, if you have the choice, go for the pre-approved. So, when you go out to look for your home funnel, they're gonna give you an amount that you can spend. And do you wanna spend it all? I don't know, because you gotta be comfortable in your mortgage payment, all right? There is a difference between your dream home and an investment property. They're on two ends of the spectrum. So if you buy your dream home, you're probably gonna get all the bells and whistles that you want, right? Or some people say, I'm just gonna buy this as an investment. I'm gonna try to come up on it. If you buy it as an investment, you gotta remember you gotta live there. That's important. You don't wanna be coming out on the street and they shooting, but you got a good deal. Okay? It's up to you. You wanna kind of get what you want, but also know that if I fix this bathroom up, if I do these counters, boom, I can sell this. It's gonna add value to when I sell it. You want to research the school, and you don't want to settle, because I'm going to probably hear about that in the end. in a couple months. Okay? Might get me out of this house. I made a mistake. You shouldn't have sold me this house. New build or resale? New build is like getting a brand new car and you can put whatever you want in it. You're gonna put the plush seats, you're trying to get the new carpet with the sunroof, with the new paint package. But as soon as you drive it off that lot, you can't sell it for what you bought it for. Okay? You can customize the cabinets, you can get light switches, you can upgrade the chandeliers, but you're gonna have to pay for that. Okay? And when you're building, I don't wanna say it's rough around here right now, but I don't know when your house is gonna be finished because some of the workers ain't coming to work right now. Okay? So if you got the time.
You're right. My mom bought one down in Dover, and it was 9 months waiting for delivery. But that was right after COVID, maybe a year and a half.
Yeah.
But
So
you have a valid point there.
Yeah, so if you got the time, you're fine, right? But if you on a time restraint, then you find a house, for the most part, it can almost close in 30 days. It's a difference. Okay. That's a big difference. You know, if my lease is up here and I gotta go, then it's probably not the time to try to build a house. The offer is really, really, really important. And this is where you kind of don't want to do this yourself, because every time I talk to one of my guests, they worry about just the purchase price. The purchase price is just a number for the most part, because there's so much more that goes into that offer. The purchase price is just like a starting point. That's when you got to do a little history. That's when you're sitting in on a mission and I got to dig up. Are they getting divorced? That's why they leaving? Is the house empty? How's the houses in the development selling? It's not just saying, oh, they want $400 for it. Let's just offer $380 with no history or no nothing. This is so the seller will feel comfortable taking their house off the market. Okay? They want to sell, but to take it off the market, you're gonna have to put something down on it so they can feel comfortable. And that could be anywhere from 5 to 10%. Now, contingencies are in the contract also. So the contingencies, for the most part, are what ifs. What ifs. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get the inspection done in 7 days. So if we go in, we see something wrong, something leaking, roof leaking, we going back to them and say, yo, you gotta get this fixed. Or you gotta take something off the property, purchase price. Concrete busted, like if you got a house that's 40, 50 years old, definitely gonna have some cracks. But if it's crumbling and it's wet, no, we gotta do some waterproofing. So you kind of, on that inspection, is if something's wrong, I can come back to you and say, you gotta fix this, or I can get out of my contract and then I get my earnest money back. Or the contingency could be on the appraisal. Now, when the bank lends you the money, they're coming out to check this property out. They're gonna come out and check the property out to see if the money they're lending you is the property worth it. Because if you decide in the next week to go off and say, I just want to go to Hawaii and be a gypsy or something, they gonna take that property and have to try to sell it to get their money back. But if the property is not worth it, it's gonna be hard to get a mortgage. All right? So sometimes people like to, if there's so many deals on, if there's so many offers on a house, sometimes they'll overpay But you gotta make sure that.
It's worth it.
Okay.
There's prices for that.
Okay. And then the final thing is get them keys and be a homeowner.